Hello everyone, Courtney Winston, once again, Black House Speakers Lounge every Sunday, 5 p.m. Bit late today, just running a little late. So, welcome Money Mob, welcome ID Studios. Big up yourself. Today we're going in on finances. How to really get more financial acumen. How to attract finances to your business. How to pitch your ideas so that you can gain more monetary investment for your business. So this, if you're about to start a business, if you want to register your company, if you've got interest in trading, like on Bitcoin, Ethereum coin, Litecoin, stocks and trades. If you're interested in that, if you're interested in making money, then you're in the right place. You're in the right channel. If you're interested in making money, you're in the right place. Oftentimes, too many times, big up everyone. Hypno Head, Kevin Bennett, I see ya. Big up. Oftentimes we see a lot of problems floating around on social media. Oh, the government this, the government that. Black people this, black people that, the police, big up Sam's World. You're always locked in, man. You're always locked in. We always hear about the problems, don't we? But what about the solutions? What about the solutions? But anyway, I've got a few fun things to run over, man, before we bring on our esteemed guests. I want to talk a little bit about Justice League. Come on! Who's seen Justice League? Who's seen Justice League? The Zack Snyder Cut 2021. Awesome. I watched it yesterday. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk a little bit about the Mayor of London. Who do you want to be your next mayor? Sadiq Khan or Sean Bailey? Sadiq Khan or Sean Bailey? Also, we're going to talk a little bit, just a little tinsy-wincy bit, about the mandatory vaccines that are to come for the schools as from August 2021. But first and foremost, and we're going to talk about LiL Nas X. little as we would say in Jamaica, LiL Nas X. Sam's World 76. We have to chat about Mr. Derek Jaxx. You know what? And that's on the agenda as well, fam. Funny enough, that's on the agenda. We want to talk just a little bit about Derek Jaxx and all that whole stuff. To be honest with you, I'm not really a follower of all those kind of things. Big up, Haneen. I see you. I'm not really a follower of all those things. And yeah, you know, I we'll get into that. I'll let you talk. You can jump on and you can tell me about all that Derek Jaxx business. He's a life coach, a relationship coach. Am I right? He is a style icon. Yeah, jump up on this, man, and tell us, man. Tell us. People, send in your requests. But I'd like to show you something real quick from something I done on a few years ago, actually, about 12 years ago. Oh my God, you actually said my name right. Yeah, because I can read, innit? Big up yourself. But I want to show you something, because we're dealing with financial acumen, we're dealing with business acumen, and everything starts off with a pitch. Make no mistake, people, yeah? Make no mistake. Everything is marketed and pitched to you. Everything. So to the females watching this, when the man step into you, and he's up trying to get your phone number or your Snapchat or trying to take you out on a date, he's putting forward a pitch to you. When you're going for that interview, to the young people who are putting their CVs together, going out looking for work, all of it is a pitch. How do you sell yourself? Even with films before they're greenlit in production have to be pitched with a synopsis. Kevin, I want to bring you on, brother. So if you want to jump on and give your more than 2 gold nuggets worth of wisdom, please come in. Send in your request to be a part. Big up Lecture Ever Bitcoin. I believe that's meant to say Bitcoin. White people are like Haneen. That's coming from Haneen. You know, they call in the register in the school back in the day. Jonathan, yes. Paul, yes. Sarah, yes. Annabelle, yes. Olufulaju, Kotler, Owumi, Bumi? Zumi? You know they don't get the name. You know they don't get the name right. You know they don't get. I'm going to request you, Kevin. I'm going to request you. We're going to jump straight in this thing straight away. So we're talking about business acumen. We're talking about pitching anything. And we always have to bring in our homeboy, Kevin, Mr. Bennett. You know, I am wearing King. King is for you because you are King, fellow King. How are you doing, bruh? First and foremost, have you seen Justice League? Have you seen Justice League?
Hear me?
Can you hear me, Kay? Yeah, I can hear you now, brother. Have you seen Justice League? Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, Cyborg Man. The one black man in a car.
We're breaking up here.
We're breaking up. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. We're like breaking up. Like we haven't even filed for a divorce. Like, oh my God. We're breaking. Okay, so we've got some connection issues going on. I think it's because Kevin is in transition. It's not of his own fault. It's not our fault. Kevin, can you hear me, my guy?
I can hear you. I'm not sure how clear it is.
It's not bad, you know. It's cool from my end still. So, brother, have you seen Justice League?
No, I need to see it. I need to see it. I need to see it. It's a recommendation, right?
Big recommendation. 3 to 4 hour recommendation of watching. Awesome. How you been anyway, Kay?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. I'm really excited. You know, like I think even though 20/21 has been obviously turbulent for us all, I don't believe anyone can really walk away saying it's been such a great year. You know, but nevertheless, I'm really optimistic about the future from a business perspective, anyway. So yeah, I'm good. I'm good. I'm actually driving around. I've got a car full of stuff because you know I run my property business. So I've got a car full of equipment moving back and forth, and we're fitting out a property at the moment. So it's pretty much driving a little van at the moment. So it's all good.
All good, all good, all good. You know, I like the way you said in terms of year, because a lot of people thinking, hey, New Year's was 3 years ago. But I think I know where you're coming from when you say that, because a lot of people don't realize the financial year is April. And the beginning of the new year is April the 1st, the real beginning of the new year. A lot of people don't know that.
Yeah, you know? Good point.
And that's why they call it April Fool's Day. You know?
Good point.
So, brother, we're talking about pitching anything. And I know you're a man when it comes to pitching a business idea or anything that you want to see come into fruition. You have an idea. You have more than an idea when it comes to doing that, when it comes to pitching your business, when it comes to business. How important is it now more than ever that we stop harping on about problems in our community and start focusing on the solutions now when it comes to employment, self-employment, and business? What do you think about that?
Okay, let's break it up into sections. Here's the thing. You're always going to have different types of people in different capacities acting in different ways, right? So you're going to have the specialist people. The specialist people is always going to focus on business. And when they focus on business, naturally, they're not going to focus on the trivial, minor foolishness. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
So you're always going to have those progressives. And those progressives are a major part of the growth of any community. Yeah?
Right.
And then you've got, I'm just parking up, by the way. And then you've got,
take your time, brother.
Yep, no problem.
You keep it,
Okay. Yeah, we're good now, so I can park. Yeah. And then you've got the others. And so we have to always kind of work out who is our business network. Our business network is extremely important when it comes to stepping into the realm in the world of business. So for example, I know between 9 and 5, for example, I only talk to business people. After 5 o'clock, I then entertain the friendships and so on and so forth, because you'll get sidetracked. So you have to be very, very careful.
Oh, bro, it's so true what you're saying, man. The Instagram and the Mm.
Yeah, you'll end up in trouble. You'll end up not getting much done. And what you'll realize as well, there's a certain type of people who they have a certain mindset, and when you're around that circle, it is only about progression they talk about. You can't entertain anything else to them. And so I guess we've got to train our mind in that way as well. You know, we've got to train our mind to just simply focus on the goal. So I don't know how much people know, but I'm in transitions of countries at the moment as well. And one of the reasons why I'm moving country is solely because of Brexit, one of the main reasons. So when you're thinking about business, you have to commit to the concept of business wholeheartedly.
Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm.
That's right, brother. That's right.
Yeah.
And one of the most important subject matters that are not taught to young people in the schools is one of them is business, real business. With all due respect, I know there's in our day, there was NVQ, business studies, BTech, national, blah, blah. But business is one of the most important things that you can learn about. Your life is a business, time management, discipline, getting up in the morning, going to sleep at night. I was listening to Guru, I forgot the rest of his name, but he was saying, once you achieve, basically you're saying this, in order to have fulfillment in life, all of your faculties need to be up. But if we're constantly drinking or smoking or doing whatnot, or let's say drinking and smoking, we're bringing down our faculties. So if your faculties are low, this is what you're saying. And this is this is not demeaning or demonstrative or anyone that drinks, smokes. Listen, this is not about judging people. Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Hold on. This is not about judging anyone. Sorry. But what he said, and truth is truth, if we are diminishing our faculties, then how can we then fully enjoy on a sensory level the things that life has for us? And I thought that stuck with me. That stuck with me.
Yeah, it's funny that you say that, because even with me, I don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't eat sweets, I don't eat meat.
Come on.
And people's like, well, religious. I'm like, no, it's not religious, it's excellence. You know, I need to be on point at all times. So drinking takes you a point, smoking takes you a point, eating meat slows you down, it takes you a point. You know, so at all times, I have to make sure I'm in a place of excellence. And excellence first starts with the mind, and then it can be external, but it starts at the mind. So even talking about marketing, right? I heard something once upon a time, it's so true. They said, what is one of the oldest crimes and the oldest business? And they said prostitution. And I was like, well, there's something that became before prostitution. They said, what? I said, marketing. You had to market the prostitution even at that time. So marketing is at all times. Promotion is at all times. You know, even before the oldest crimes and the oldest businesses, it had to be marketing, right? You had to market it to someone, you had to promote it to someone before that thing was enacted. So here's the thing. So when you're talking about business, I break it up into 3 areas, marketing overall, right? You've got what you call cold traffic, warm traffic, hot traffic.
Wow.
Okay. Okay. So what does a traffic mean? Okay. Traffic just means people. So you've got cold people, warm people, hot people. Okay. Now, when you are, and you said it's like in everyday life, right? Yeah. Cold traffic is always going to be the hardest. Yeah. So what is cold traffic? Cold traffic is they don't know you, you don't know them, they don't know anything about you. They're cold. It's a cold relationship. So walking up to a girl on the street,
calling, right? Cold.
Yeah, calling. Exactly. Hence the cold calling. Exactly. So you walk up to a girl's street, she doesn't know you. Hi, my name's Kevin. So what? It's cold. There's nothing there. Yeah. Same thing with a business. I want to sell you a house. I want to sell you a car. You don't know nothing about the house. You don't know nothing about the car. You don't know nothing about me. The likelihood of you buying is very, very low. Okay. Low to zero. So you have to be extremely good to get to get that person on board. Now, how do you get that person on board? Well, you have to move them from cold traffic to warm traffic. Now, what is warm traffic? Warm traffic is they either know something about you, or they've heard about you, or they've got some form of understanding of who you are. Now, it breaks up in 2 areas. It's either they know about you or they know about the product or service. So if they don't know you, they know the product or service. Yeah?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. And then hot traffic is they know you, they like you, they love you, whatever you got to sell, they want to buy. Yeah?
Yes, sir.
Or they know the product, they love the product, and if the product's up for sale, they want to buy it. Okay? So the question that we got to ask ourselves naturally is, how do we move people from being cold to hot?
Good question.
Right. So here's the thing. I'm gonna move it back and forth to social, back to business, from business back to social. Okay.
Go ahead.
So you meet a girl on the street, and likelihood of her giving your phone number, for example, is very unlikely, right? So then how do you bring it in? So likelihood of her giving you her phone number is very low, unlikely, unless you're really smooth.
Derek Jaxx would agree as well.
Right. So how do you bring her into warm traffic? Well, you bring her into warm traffic. You warm her up by saying, "I know I don't know you. You don't know me. I probably will never ever see you again. So let's do something that's totally harmless." The harmless thing I want to do right now is, let me just give me your social media. So it may not be phone number at that time. Remember, the plan is to marry her. Yeah, let's be ethical here. The plan is to marry her one day, okay? Not just sleep with her, but marry her, right? But you can't say to her as soon as you meet her, "Hey, I want to marry you." She's gonna be like, "Who are you? You're a freak." Yeah,
exactly.
Some people may like to see it as a good thing, but
hold on. Real quick, though, Kevin. I read in the Metro newspaper a couple. They met each other on a Zoom, and that was it. They proposed. They want to get married. Everything. First time on Zoom. Boom! Hit it off. Anyway.
Yes, but once again, the Zoom was the warm environment. Someone brought them together, so they had new chat. They had some form of neutral understanding or agreement via someone else. So even in that situation, it's kind of warm traffic in a sense.
Yes, sir.
Do you understand what I'm saying? So going back to it, right? So the plan, and this even happens with platforms. It happens with platforms, and when you get it wrong, even on a platform, you get it wrong. So, for example, you warm someone up on social media. You don't turn them hot. Social media is not a place to buy. Social media is exactly what it says on the tin. It's social. So you warm them up on social media, and that's where you put articles forward, and you may talk about a product or a service or the rest of it. Then you move them off of social media, and you move them somewhere hot. That's where you sell. So cold, for example, cold, they don't know you, you don't know them. You move them over to somewhere warm like social media, you warm them up, then you move them to the next stage, which is hot. Then the hot place is where you sell. You don't sell when it's cold, you don't sell when it's warm. You sell when it's hot. So you have to bring them through a journey.
So when she loves your aftershave, she loves the Calvin Klein, she loves the looks, the skin, the teeth, the king hat. Sorry. She loves all of that stuff. You approach her and say, "Hey, you know what? Listen, I'm going to get straight to the point, you know. I think you look gorgeous, you look beautiful. I know we only got a few moments right now. Your bus is coming. Yeah. Listen, let me just get straight to the point. Let's exchange numbers and discover the magic that we can possibly make between each other."
Well, there you go. Even then, sometimes they may feel like the number is a bit too quick and personal. Because the problem is, right, what men don't understand, what men's got to learn, in order for a man to really get with a cool woman, he's got to understand what women go through on a daily basis. So what a woman goes through on a daily basis is sexual assault and sexual aggression on many different levels. So by the time you get to her, you may be the ideal guy for her, but she's fed up for the day.
Yes,
she's not in the
because she's
mood.
full of options, she's full of numbers and requests.
Well, do you know what it is? She's heard it all before.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. But sometimes by saying, "I want to marry you," you may be the one genuine guy that means it, but the problem is she's heard it all 10 times before. Just like when you go back to an advert or a product, every product's promising you, you know, anti-aging properties. Every product is promoting to you, you're going to be a happier person if you take this magical pill. And after the amount of pills that you've taken and you've vomited 10,000 times, you don't believe that pitch anymore. Yeah. So the question you've got to ask yourself is, what is it that someone wants to hear that makes them feel good, but is also realistic to their mind at this precise time as well? And so there's a thing in marketing called the sweet spot. Specialist marketing people talk about the sweet spot. And so the sweet spot is making a person feel too good, but not making it sound like it's too special and amazing. But it's not underwhelming, but it's just right. So for example, a sweet spot would be if I said to you, bro, between me and you, I can make you make £100 million in 45 minutes. Does that sound realistic and sweet to you?
How much? 100,000, you said?
100 million. No, I said £100 million in 40 minutes. It doesn't, right. So to the point that you're not even interested, right? Because you're like, whatever, man. It even sounds like a scam.
Yeah.
Right. So once again, even though it may be possible, because if Bill Gates had that conversation with Donald Trump, that is a sweet spot to them. It's realistic, but it's not realistic to us. Yeah.
I love that analogy. Go ahead, brother.
Right. So we have to bring it down.
Teach.
In order. Here it goes again. My phone goes.
Yeah.
Bring it down in order for it to feel realistic to us.
Yes,
so even if the girl, you have to say something that feels realistic to her, that she thinks is a sweet spot, and that is not overwhelming for her. Because a lot of times women would say, "What you've just said is overwhelming." You know, it's like, for example, I'll tell you what's overwhelming. A guy saying to a girl, it may sound cute to him, but a guy saying to a girl, "I want us to have babies." In her mind, she's thinking, what you're just saying, you want to breed me and run a mile. That's what it may sound like in her mind. Do you understand what I'm saying?
You agree, ladies? Have you heard that? Have you ever had a man? Boy, I'm sure you have. Boy, you know, you get the look, you know. No one breed, you know, my girl. You want to do this, boy. No one breed you.
But even if it doesn't sound so crass, even if you said, "Oh my gosh, we would have amazing babies together," in her mind, it still sounds like you just want to get me pregnant. That's what it sounds like in her mind. So even in the marketing world, when the company's overwhelming with the promise, it shuts down the mind of the prospect. So we have to always think about, and it's called conversational marketing. Conversational marketing is when you can tap into someone's mind in the entrance of what they're thinking at that time.
Come on.
So for example, here's the thing. You may go up to her and you may say, 1,000 guys have probably said to you they want to have babies with you, and it's probably totally disrespectful. 1,000 guys have probably commented on how big your bum is, and you know what? That's inappropriate. 1,000 guys have probably said how pretty you are, and you're a lot deeper than that. So let's put that all aside. I just want to get to know what makes you smile.
Woo! Yo, stop, pause. Bars. That's bars. That sounds like an R&B song. I just want to make you smile. Yeah, baby. That's a good bar, though. That's good.
But even I want to make you smile sounds a bit cheesy, but at least it's showing genuine interest about what she likes and what she wants to, what she does that makes her feel good about her. Do you understand what I'm saying? So I'm not saying it's the ideal chat of life, but it's the same thing in the marketing world. Like, companies need to investigate what the customers or the prospects are thinking, feeling, and experiencing. Now, here's the thing. We have to find out in 4 ways, and then I can break down very quickly that there's 7 stages to a campaign. Ooh. So campaigns are very important, right? And so, for example, there's 4 stages what I talk about. The first stage is your belief system, right? A good marketing company would have to look at the belief system of their prospect. What do they believe? That they're black or white? What do they believe? That they're a man or a woman? What do they believe? That they're rich or poor? What do they believe? That they're fat or thin? So we have to look at their belief system. Second one is meaning. What does the meaning of scenarios mean to them? If they are, for example, black, short, and overweight, what does that mean to them in their mind? Does it mean that they're worthy in the world? Does every little thing that people say to them come across as some form of aggression, even when people are paying compliments? What does it all mean? Do you understand what I'm saying?
Okay.
So we have to work out how they translate conversations in their mind.
Language, love language in some respects.
Sorry?
Like love language, what is that individual's love language? Are we right in saying what's the individual's business language?
Yeah, so you've got even languages of how people receive information. So some people receive information in a detailed type way. Some people receive information in stories. Some people receive information. So even the way you sell your information to your audience, you can either win them or lose them in that moment.
Yes, sir.
So when you're teaching children, for example, you teach children in stories because the brain needs to hear stories in order for it to sit comfortable, and you sing to them and all of that, and it stores in a certain type of way. But you're not
You made
excellent.
this come to mind, brother. A book that I've
Yeah,
called Pitch Anything, Presenting, Persuading, and Winning the Deal. An innovative method for presenting, persuading, and winning the deal. Pitch Anything, Oren Kalouf. Oh, God. Yeah?
yes,
Brilliant.
yeah,
It talks
yeah,
about frame and all
brilliant.
that. What you're saying reminds me. Go ahead,
Yeah,
brother. Sorry.
yeah. And then the next one is action. So now you're helping the person take action. Now
Yeah.
here's the thing. Once again, companies feel like a lot of companies feel like, here you go and take the action. No, you have to walk them through the action.
Yeah.
Click here, do this, do that. Walk them through the action,
Yes.
right? And when you walk them through the action, it's a lot easier for them to take action and get the results done. The fourth stage is results. So when the results is done, most companies believe, yep, I've sold the product, let's move on. The answer to that is no, you don't move on.
Yeah.
First and foremost, and this only about 5% of companies do this. What you then do once they've got the result, purchase to purchase, you then congratulate them that they've made a good decision and keep them rewarding them, making them feel good about the decisions they made. Women do it all the time. I just bought this dress, babe. Do I look good in this? They've already purchased the dress, but all they need to know, did I make the right decision today? And if you say no, all of a sudden they want to send it back. And so there's a level of insecurity even in the security of buying. And so you don't want someone to have buyer's remorse. So you have to reward them and say, you made a good decision and we're going to reward you for it. Now let's go into a campaign very quickly. Stage one of a campaign. Stage one of every good campaign on the planet, from presidential, prime ministerial campaigns, right up until bold and aerial campaign. Yeah. Stage one of every good campaign is awareness. That's it. All you want to do is an awareness campaign is stage one. Now you see it on TV every day. How many times do you see on TV they're telling you the price of something? They never tell you the price, only when it's close to Christmas, Easter, or a special holiday of some type. But they never tell you the price. All they want you to know in stage one of any campaign is two things. One, product or service awareness, and two, brand awareness. That's it. Product and service awareness and brand awareness. That's all they want you to know. So they may say, hey, check out this new bold. It does this for your clothes, it's anti whatever it may be and whatever, and it's made by Unilever. So Unilever straight away, or Procter & Gamble, or whoever it may be. So they may say, right, Procter & Gamble, they want you to know this is the brand, and they want you to know what the service or the product will do for you. That is it for stage one. When you do too much in one campaign, you lose the customer.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So that's stage one. Stage two is engagement. Stage one is awareness. Stage two is engagement. Yeah. So once again, when we're talking to a girl on the street, hi, my name is Kevin. Yeah. Okay. Now you know my name. What do I bring to the table? Yeah. So for example, you know, if you're in a cheeky mood, you may say, all right, then, I don't know. Never tell people what you bring to the table. Always try to understand what they need and then bring that to the table. So you may ask that person, never tell people what you're going to bring to the table. Always ask them what they need and then bring that to the table.
I like that.
Because here's the thing. If someone's got 1,000 spoons, why turn up with another spoon? Investigate what's on the table and turn up with a knife or a fork. Yeah? So I may turn around and say to that girl in that moment, I'm really sorry, I apologize. I know you're busy right now. I'll walk with you furthermore, but I want to ask you a very, very fundamental question. It's very important. Here's a question I like to ask you. And if she's
listen,
no, because I'm not a relationship guru, you know, so please don't.
your name ain't,
I'm just saying,
thank God, your name ain't Derek Jaxx. Your name's Kevin
Yeah,
Bennett.
there you go. Yeah.
No
So I
disrespect,
may,
hey, no disrespect to Derek. I've just been hearing a lot of people mention his name. Sorry, Kevin Bennett.
don't worry,
Continue.
people mention my name as well, so it's cool. Yeah. Right. So I may just simply just say to her, question number one, I may say, I know it sounds like an invasive question, but it's a very important question in this day and time. How do you feel? And she may say, right now I feel frustrated. Right now I feel good. Right now I'm unhappy. Right now whatever. Okay. And I may just say, here we go. I'm being invasive again. I'm going to slap myself. You don't need to do it for me. Question number two for you. How could, like, if I was to help you solve that problem, what could I do? And she may say, nothing. You can do nothing to it.
Go
Right?
ahead.
So she may say, in that moment, you can't do nothing to help that problem. And I may say, just try me. And if I can't, no foul. And she may say, well, at the moment, you know, I may lose my job and that's what I'm getting to work for. And I may say, well, here's the thing. Is your job that's the problem, or is the fact that you may feel like you may lose some income? And so you can get into the conversation that way. And all of a sudden, what happened is you become more interested in her instead of trying to be instead of her trying to be interested in you. Because she's not interested in you originally. You're interested in her. So what do you bring to her world? Same thing with a client or a customer. Stop telling them about yourself and start investigating what they need. Do you understand what I'm saying? Start to investigate what makes them happy.
Market research.
So stage two is engagement. You engage with them and you learn. Stage one, you let them know what you bring to the table in a sense, like this is who we are, this is what I am. Yeah, don't be honest with it, don't lie, because you will get caught out in the lie eventually, sorry. Then stage two, as I said, engagement. Engagement is talking over the phone or whatever. If it's on the street, you may say, do you know what? You'll probably feel uncomfortable giving out your phone number. 1,000 guys have probably asked you. So here, let's do something that's harmless. Let's just do social media. And then if you like what I'm about on my social media and I'm not a psychopath and I like what you're about and you haven't killed your last 4 boyfriends, then like, let's talk again, like in a week or two. You give her a week or two because let her research you. Let her research you. Yeah. Let me see what this guy's about. Okay. And then you pop up down the line and you say, have you worked out I'm not a psychopath yet? Ha ha, giggle, giggle. And then you move her on to WhatsApp and then you move her to the phone. Yeah. So they're the stages, right? Now, in the world of marketing, once again, as I said, so the stage two is engagement. You engage with them. Stage three is now you start to put the sell forward. Now you've engaged. You're letting them know what it's about, and maybe in that moment they need it straight away. So you don't need to do too much selling. If someone needs something, you don't need to do much selling. If they don't need it at that precise time, then you can warm them up. And if they're not interested in it, don't sell things to people they don't need.
Come on now. It diminishes your value. It diminishes value.
Exactly.
It diminishes your value.
Exactly. And then so once you sell, so in the next stage of the campaign is stage 3 is that you sell. Once you sell, you go to stage 4, which is what you call excitement.
Yes, sir.
Excitement now is making them feel excited about what they purchased. Yeah. Now, whatever they've purchased, I can go back a bit. It kind of varies, but what they've purchased, now what you want to do is probably do like an upsell. So you got cross sells and upsells, okay? So I'm with my friend right now. Have you got a case on your phone? Yeah, is that a case? Okay, so we've got my
John
friend's
Mohammed,
phone
hold tight. John Mohammed, hold tight. You're next. After the great Kevin Bennett will come another great brother, John Mohammed. Carry on, Kevin Bennett.
Okay, so you've got 3 sides of selling overall, okay? And I always tell people, if you're writing a book, if you're selling a product or service, make sure you have 3 different parts to selling that particular product or service. So here we go. You've got this phone right here, right? My friend's phone, okay? So I'm going to turn it around because I don't want to show too much of his phone. You've got my friend's phone right here, right? It's a Samsung, okay? Right. So, what phone is it? Samsung what? S9. Okay, it's S9, right? So, the S9 is the downsell, okay? Sorry, bro. The S9 is the downsell. The upsell, for example, is the S10, S11,
don't have
whatever.
it, bro. Okay? Shutting down your phone like that. Never would I ever have that.
Okay. Right. So let's say now, let's say they had £300, right? So let's say the S9 is £300, for example. Okay. We want to entice them to buy the S10 Plus or whatever. So you may say the S10 Plus is £500. If you can't afford it, you can then pay off in installments. So you have to work out ways for them to buy into your upsell. Okay. So the goal is to get them to upsell. So downsell is one, the basic version, car, whatever. The upsell is the car with the latest seats and the 22-inch rims and all the rest of it. Yeah, whatever. So that's the upsell, the bigger engine car. Then you got the cross sell. The cross sell. So let me take the case off this phone. The cross sell is something that complements the product or service that you're buying. That's the cross sell. So it's there to complement. Yeah, right, exactly. So it's like, okay, with the car, do you want bigger rims? So that's a cross sell. It complements whatever you're buying. With the phone, you don't want to break your phone, so do you want a case with it? So always make sure that when you're selling a product or service, you have 3 different alternatives to it. Okay.
Wow.
So going back to a campaign. Yeah. So going back to a McDonald's even do it, right? McDonald's do it. McDonald's, when they're sending you McDonald's, they say, right, can I have a Big Mac meal? Oh, do you want the large meal? Do you want the large whatever? They're upselling you. Oh, I want the regular. Oh, with the regular, do you want this particular juice with it, or do you want this with it? They're cross-selling you. So you got to remember at all times, even in McDonald's, you got upsell, downsell, cross-sells happening at all times. Always have alternatives. When you see new cars come out, you always see 3 variations to that car. The basic version and so on and so forth. So even companies put out cars in 3 different kind of models or whatever it may be. Yeah.
Especially around this time of the year with the new reg coming out as well. That's right.
Exactly. So you're gonna see a lot of variations to a car. And then you go to so you make them excited, you put their upsell in, then you move them up the ladder, then you turn them into eventually an advocate for you. And so an advocate is like in the world of, yeah, exactly. So all of a sudden they're talking about your product or service like it's theirs. Right, exactly. So think about it.
We do it all the time. We're brands all the time. We're selling.
People die over it, right? Like my team. Listen, my team's better than your team.
That's the next thing I want to get into. Brother, you're so right. There's a rapper. I'm not into the, with all due respect, I liked Pop Smoke. I like Jay Travis. Look, I'm an older man.
Big up Mr. Payne, man. One of my brothers.
Huh?
No, sorry, just big up Mr. Payne, man. He's powerful, man. I'm loving what he's doing. Respect.
Love Mr. Payne. Mr. Payne. Love Mr. Payne. Thank you for joining us. So there's this rapper called LiL Nas X. Now the only Nas I know about is Nas. Nasir Jones. Yeah. This dude called LiL Nas X, I have nothing bad to say about him. But in terms of, we're talking about branding and marketing. Now it's been reported that this week, I trust me, I don't speak ill of. I'm not about trying to speak ill of no one. That this platform, we don't, especially our youth. LiL Nas X, 21 years old, American rapper, singer, songwriter, internet personality. Yeah, 21 years of age, born 1999, April the 9th, which means he's going to be 22 real soon. We're old enough to be his dad. Grammy Award for Best Pop Duo and Group. Now, Nas, Little Nas X, Little Nas X, I don't know if people have heard that he's come out with a brand of Nike. And I know a lot of our religious community, the Christian church community have come out. And those they've come out against him because it's got 666 on the Nike trainers. I don't know if anyone heard it. Yeah, blood trainers.
I think I heard that about, yeah.
I've heard of rumors that there's real blood in the air, the air bubble part of it. I don't know. I can't confirm nor deny. I don't do rumors or conspiracy theory, but that's what people are chatting about. And so this it's called Blood Trainers, and it's out tomorrow, and it's over $1,000 US. It's called Satan shoes. And my thing is, while everyone's bunning it out and saying, yeah, the devil, mark of the beast, Revelations 13, and it's even got Luke 10 written on the side of the trainers. I was thinking to myself, is Little Nas X using 1% of human blood, Sam World says? 1% of human blood, Sam's World 76 says. I don't know. What's the source of that, Sam's World? I'll be interested in getting the source. Sorry, Kevin. So these trainers, 1,800, excuse me, 1,018, 1,000 over $1,000 US. They come out tomorrow, and I'm thinking honestly, is he just simply using it, and the people behind him, are they just using it to try and piss people off in order to get people to talk about it, podcast about it, webcast about it, so that you build up curiosity, so that people will go and buy the trainers? Because guess what? One thing I know, we're using females, with all due respect, as an example, that we know women, my mum, your mum, our sisters, our wives, our daughters, whatnot, if a group of women, small group of women, buy high heels, yeah? And they all talk about it. Yeah, have you seen these shoes? These shoes are dope. Yeah, da, 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 da. Even the ones that didn't buy or didn't want to buy them before, you will find that it will stir up interest in the women that haven't even bought those trainers. So I think, in my opinion, LiL Nas X, it's funny how he's called X, is using the social media, his prowess, social media prowess, smart marketing, as Hareen is saying, to get interest, be you Christian, atheist, pagan, Muslim, or whatever you are, just to get interest and get people chatting about these 666 Nike Air trainers. What do you reckon of that?
Well, here's the thing, first and foremost, right? I don't believe he's the brains behind it. No disrespect to him. He's 21 years old, and he's stepping into a conglomerate. He's just a face. He's got no say, no whatever, right?
Yeah.
So just look at him for what he is. He's a 21-year-old kid. You got to think about the industry that he's in. The music industry is probably the most immoral industry on the planet. Yeah, porn is probably better than the music industry when you look at it from certain angles. Because at least with porn, you know exactly what you're stepping into. Yeah, with the music industry, it's taking people who don't even know better in a direction that's not good for them, like children, etc. So the music industry is extremely dangerous, right? From a subconscious psychological perspective. Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's be aware of that first and foremost. Number two, what I've got to say, with almost everything that's happened on the planet in modern time, when they want to test marketing, they try it out on black people first.
Wow. Pause. Listen, this is Kevin Bennett, and every time Kevin comes on there, the place gets torn up with facts. People, what Kevin is saying here, and this is not about an attack on LiL Nas X. Thank you. He is, listen, I'm old enough to be a LiL Nas X daddy. And I look 21 myself. So does Kevin Bennett. Yeah? What Kevin said there, are you listening? People, get everybody to jump on this live. Yeah, because we're not just doing, let me shut my mouth. Kevin, go ahead.
So yeah, historically, when you look in modern day history, every time they want to really test a campaign, they test it on black people first. Yeah? They test it on black people first. So, for example, you remember the monkey boy on the T-shirt?
Yeah, the coolest monkey in the jungle, H&M.
Yeah, and Gucci done stuff. Every company, when they want to test something and they want to get something really popping and going, what they do, they know, which is unfortunate, that the black community's got a short memory. Get angered quick, get emotional quick, forget even quicker, purchase the day after.
Finesse every day.
Right, all the time. So you got to remember, the black community, especially the young community, are the biggest spenders.
Lord have mercy, biggest consumers and the lowest producers. We're the richest nation on the planet. When you take black people from Africa, the Caribbean, especially in North America and Europe, combine us as one nation. If we were as one nation, as we should be and as we are and we must be, we'll be the richest, if not the richest, wealthiest nation on the planet.
Well, no, exactly. And what someone just said here, I'm just looking at it, I've got bad eyes. He came out as gay, then got, right, and that's very true. He came out as gay. And also what is very interesting about that is what they're trying to do is turn a whole community of people that had a belief system and reintroducing it into a whole new different belief system. So what they done, yeah, marketing, but also there's a very sinister hidden agenda behind it. So what they done, Nas, KRS-One, Big Daddy Kane, all of those, the NWAs, the public enemies, what they done, they said, we don't want them anymore. Yeah, we don't want people to have consciousness. So what we're going to do is all the whole consciousness rap. What we're going to do, we're going to shut it down. Give it no promotion, give it no marketing, give it no airtime, shut it down. Right, exactly. Then they said stage two.
Told them, man, they were spitting fire, papoose. You know?
Exactly.
Killer Prince.
Yeah. Exactly.
Huh? Man, they're from Philadelphia, you know. Cha, don't get me started. Don't get me started. Go ahead.
There you go. So what they done do is stage two. Remember I said everything's about campaigns. Campaigns, right? And remember, I specialize in campaigns from a psychological perspective. So stage two of the campaign was to then say, let's introduce sex and rap and drugs. Yeah. So once upon a time, rappers. So think about it. Once upon a time, rappers used to talk about not taking drugs or selling it. Then they used to talk about selling drugs.
But brain damage on the mic don't manage. Go ahead.
Right,
brain damage on the mic don't manage. Go ahead.
Exactly. And now rappers talk about taking Percocets and all the rest of it. So now rappers went from don't take drugs to sell drugs to take drugs. Then rappers were talking about we don't do gay to we understand gay to I am now gay. And then rappers were talking about, so you got to understand the evolution of what's going on.
Or the devolution.
Exactly.
And not only that, I don't think, Kevin, and again, this is not to pick on LiL Nas X. He's still growing, and who knows what he will become in 5 or 10 years' time. And again, it's not a pick on the gay community at all. None at all.
No, we're talking about the music industry, their agenda overall. Yeah.
You know, and I think it's not a coincidence that it's called LiL Nas X. What you've done, you've encompassed Nas, who is a very conscious rapper, X, synonymous with Malcolm X, Darkman X, Exhibit, X coming from that conscious kind of mind state where if you've got an X on the last name, it means you're an X-slave. And there was a hip-hop group called there was a hip-hop group called the X-Niggas. Excuse, I'm using that word deliberately, but there was a hip-hop group called X-Niggas back in this.
X-Clan.
The X-Clan. So X, the teachings of Malcolm X, the teachings of the Nation of Islam and the Fruit of Islam going on the street in the community trying to get rid of drugs was synonymous with the hip-hop community in the 80s. Spike Lee, Big Daddy Kane, Rakim Allah, all these men. It's so synonymous. But now today you've got a young man who, in my opinion, who's been used as the shop front to push various different kinds of agendas. So it's like I saw his video today, the new video. Say my name. Say my name. It is pornography. Whether it's gay porn, heterosexual porn, it's porn. Period. And to me, a child should not have to go online and see these things. To me, it's too much. It's too much for a child to see. And this is where parents have to be on point. And at the same time, sex sells. And at the same time, they're using people, they're triggering people in religion to talk about it. That's all they need people to do. You can talk about things that make money.
It's trending. Let me explain something to you from how the brain works, okay? So you've got the conscious part of the brain, the awareness, right? The cognitive side, etc. Then you've got the subconscious part of the brain. Now, the subconscious part of the brain, it cannot refuse information. It just receives information. Once you hear, you can't unhear. Once you see, you can't unsee. Once you taste, you can't untaste. It's connected to that part of the brain, okay? Now, what they know is that the frontal lobe, the first part of the brain, would be disgusted. Yeah, it would be disgusted. But there's only so long the disgust goes on for, because the subconscious brain starts to accept it. And so what happens when you're sleeping, the subconscious brain then passes the information over to your conscious brain, then it turns into normality.
Come on.
Yeah. Man. And so they don't mind, because see, here's the thing: a community without shared core values is a community that's always going to be swayed by other people's core values.
Oh Lord,
yeah.
You're talking,
and
man.
so, because we don't have a collective core value, and even when we do, so even in Jamaica, for example, when they do have a collective core value, then what happens is they would then go for the leaders of that core value. Now, let me explain. And once again, it's not an attack on the gay community. Let's just talk the reality of
Just
the
the
past.
reality.
So it wasn't even probably 60, 70 years ago that people don't even know you can go prison in England for being gay.
Woo! Facts.
Right?
That's true.
Yeah.
Very true.
Right. But it wasn't too long ago.
Things on the road with another man, that's true.
Well, even just being gay, you could go prison in England, right?
Wow.
And then you had all the colonies that shared it because it came from that mindset. And so when England chose to turn around and say, right, let's change the whole gay agenda and the gay conversation, they then wanted Jamaica and all the other small islands to then follow suit. But the Jamaicans were saying, the Bounty Killers and the Beanie Mans and the Budgers and all the rest of it were saying, hold on, you not told us this way. You not taught us this way. And now you want to change it. Plus, you got to remember what happened to us in slavery. We were raped in slavery. Yeah, they, you know what I mean? They broke up our back in slavery, so it all came from. They broke us in slavery.
Buck.
Exactly, right?
You know?
And so then the Jamaicans were saying, listen, it's installed in us that we're not entertaining it now. And then what did the government do? All right, then, you don't want to entertain it? Bounty Killer, we're taking away your permits from traveling around the world. Oh yeah, Shabba was the first, yeah? And it wasn't Shabba's fault. This is what they taught Shabba, how to think and behave.
Come on,
then
bro.
afterwards, shortly after that, the Beanie Mans, the Bounty Killers, Beanie Man apologized. They went for the Sizzlers, they went for all of them, and they broke them down. And now, it's like in Jamaica, if you talk about certain things, they're coming for you.
Exactly. And may I say, brother, let me tell you this. I'm against all violence committed on any human being, regardless of their color, creed, color. So are you as well, brother. We're against it.
Yeah.
But you see, wow, this is a subject matter in of itself. You know, this is a subject matter in of itself. And I have love for my brothers and sisters in the gay community. I don't love them because a lot of people come with this ridiculous nonsense of, oh, my best friend's gay. Oh, so he's your best friend because they're gay, or are they your best friend?
Yeah.
It's not all like, oh, my best friend's black, my best friend's white or female, gay, lesbian. Are they your friend because of the content, not because of what their orientation is? Me,
once again,
I know you, Kevin. Me, I love women. I'm a heterosexual.
Yeah, exactly, 100%.
But
100%.
Guess what? I'm not. If a man wants to go over the other, do what he wants to do, go on, do your thing. But this, you're going to respect my rights to express my heterosexuality. You're gonna respect me, because I will not. I haven't got anything to say against the gay community. I ain't got nothing to say to them. I'm too busy being pro myself to be anti anyone else.
Do you know what it is? Do you know the issue? See, one of the issues I have, if I'll be honest with you, right, is this.
Yes, sir.
I think us being straight, right, we don't push it down anyone's throat and force people to accept straightness. You get what I'm saying? But I do feel like, because even at one point, what they were doing in primary schools, they were getting children to groom each other. I don't know if you remember that.
Yeah, that's wrong. That's wrong.
Yeah, exactly. And once again, that came from that same agenda. And once again, I know the conversation about marketing, but it all goes back into marketing.
Yeah, it's the same thing.
It all goes back into marketing. And if you notice, the core of the most powerful markets on the planet is the marketing of going to people and children, going to people who are in a vulnerable place, who don't have much strong core values, and children.
Come on, bro.
Marketing normally going for those.
That's right. Greetings, the Queen. Greetings. I see you. We see you. We see you all as with us. You're with Kevin Bennett. Marketing. We're talking about marketing and business. And you know what? It's a whole spectrum. Marketing encompasses everything in life. Business encompasses. What I'm learning from you, Kevin, is that business mind. We've been taught to view a businessman with someone with a suit and a tie. But let me tell you this, people, as you know, and as I am now gathering from just listening to Kevin Bennett, our guest today, is that everything is business. Everything.
Everything's business.
And I'm telling parents, oh man, mothers in particular. There's a reason why Malcolm X said a nation to educate an individual, to educate a man is to educate an individual, but to educate a woman is to educate a whole nation. Sisters,
Exactly.
women, black women, white women, women of all colors and hues. You have to be very careful what you're showing your children. You've got to be careful with what you show them on the telly. I work on TV, I'm an actor, and I love doing what I do. But I have a responsibility to tell the truth, which is you've got to be careful what you're leaving your children in front of, man. You can't just let them, oh yeah, I'm just going to go in the kitchen and let them watch adverts. You have to be a responsible mother and a responsible father. But I say mothers, because mothers, you are the hand that rocks the cradle that rules the world. If you run the world, girls, who runs the world, girls, then that means you're responsible for what is produced.
Yeah, we have to stop making iPads babysit the children.
Yeah, well, to me, giving a child a mobile phone today is like giving them access to cigarette packs. Giving a child a mobile phone today is like giving them access to cigarette packs. Because back in our day, when I did it, I had was underneath the school desk looking at dirty magazines. Wasn't we? We were looking under there, laughing, giggling. Today, you don't need to do that. You just have to have a mobile phone or iPad to look at.
And you know what's sad? And do you know what's sad, right? And this is what a lot of people didn't realize, and it's starting to come out now. What's sad is most young adults don't know what genuine intimacy is. They believe intimacy is extreme porn. So what's happening now, young adults, probably 15, 16, are having sex for the first time, but the sex that they're having for the first time is actually extreme porn. Because when they do look at porn in the world of curiosity, they're seeing extreme porn, and they are desensitized to even think that that is extreme. We know it's extreme, and we know if someone's watching porn, it's in the world of fantasy. It's not the norm. It's not normal. But young adults now is seeing extreme porn and thinking extreme porn is normality.
Yeah.
And so what's happening? Once again, we are talking about business, all connected. But what's happening now? What's happening now? Young adults cannot maintain relationships. They don't know what a relationship is, and they definitely don't know what intimacy is. All they know is, or all they believe, not all, but majority, the majority believe that intimacy is extreme XXX porn.
Yeah.
And so once again, these all have an effect on how the world intakes music, looks at music. It all comes together. It's all coupled together.
And vice versa.
So when Cardi B is on stage, right, Cardi B is just reflecting a very fraction of what's happening on porn, and so it's becoming the norm.
Well, it's in music videos, What we see in music videos today, because we're in our 40s. Sorry, 20s? You're in your 20s?
No, I'm 21. I'm 21.
So, brother, what we saw in the 90s, if we were to do a Marty McFly Back to the Future thing and take a Cardi, take any of these artists back to the future, back to the 90s, and show it to the man then on the block here or wherever, they'll say, right, that's porn. You see, all of these disgusting. It's porn. And again, I'm not going to condemn the artist. All I'm going to say, I'm going to encourage the artist, as we are doing, Kevin. Let's think about our art and our legacy a little bit more. Think about our art and our legacy, especially, again, to the women. These pictures and these videos that you're posting now, it's going to be very difficult to protect someone that's out there.
Here's the truth of it, right? Because women more than men online are marketing like crazy, and so I remember, I have it all the time. A lot of women would say, Kev, I just want to find a good man. And I say to them always this: if you don't like what you catch, change the bait. And so the problem is, right? The problem is when a lot of women, yes, as men, we love it. We look online and we're like, "Wow, look how she's cooking out her bum, and wow, look how she's winding up, and wow, look at she's whatever." We don't mind looking, but we don't want to marry it. And so what happened is the marriage rates are going down.
We don't want.
Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing. We don't want anything that we believe the rest of the world can have access to, just like that. That's what we don't want.
Please, Kevin, say that again. Please say it again for everyone on social media. What you just said.
Well,
there.
do you know what?
Oh.
Well, here's the thing. Men, tell me if they disagree, right? Because this ain't even a woman's conversation right now. It's what men think. Men don't want anything that they believe the rest of the world can have access to. They don't want to marry it. They may want to sleep with it because men are hunters, male are hunters, but they don't want to sit down and say, "I want to now marry you."
Come on.
You know, we don't want that. We don't want it. So the problem is a lot of women want marriage, but they're selling porn. And men don't want to marry porn. Men don't want to marry porn. Men just want porn with porn, but men don't want to marry porn.
And so you see some advice. We don't want it. Oh yeah, well and there's a lot of debate going around with this Derek Jackson dude and Kevin Samuels. Oh, Kevin is this and Derek is that. And my thing is this. Trust me, it's coming from the horse's mouth. It's coming from the horse's mouth. Listen to the king, Kevin, right now. And listen to a king. Sisters, young women especially. I say young women especially because you just, you're seeing these things.
You're coming up, yeah.
Anything is in our nature as men. Anything we get for free, we're not going to value. You're giving us all free images of your bum, free images of your breasts, free images of your vagina, free images of your legs, your face, and and at best, fans only. Fans only, and we go on that and we see it. You're electronically prostituting yourselves, and you're more than that. I repeat, you're electronically prostituting yourselves. We're talking about business and marketing because one of the oldest trades in Europe is prostitution. That's one of the oldest trades. I didn't say it, Kevin didn't say it. That's facts, that's historical fact. So when I see images of women poking themselves out, and a lot of women think, well, I'm not naked, I got my clothes on. You've got second skin clothes on, and you expect the man to respect your dome. You got second skin clothes on. And
well, here's what the problem is. The second part of the problem is when women say, all men want from me is sex. And it's like, when you look at their images, you're like, well, what should they want? A high school education? Like, what are you promoting? Let me tell you something. I'll tell you another thing about men. Tell me if you disagree. You're happy to disagree because obviously I can't talk for all men, but the men that I talk to, right? Men have a different way of presenting themselves to different women. A man will wear up a woman and a man would say, this woman here, I'm going to say, well, you look sexy, babes. And another woman, you'll go, excuse me, miss, can I have a moment, please? Do you understand what I'm saying?
Go ahead.
And it's all based upon her presentation first, how a man said it. So, the man who says, excuse me, miss, the same guy that says, excuse me, miss, do you mind if I have just a question for you? Or do you mind if I ask you something? He's the same man that will say to another woman, hey, you look sexy, let me have a word with you. And it's all based upon...
you got the eyes, you look sexy, my girl, and I got that.
But it's all down to what she puts forward. And I'm not saying that men should not respect women. Yes, men should always respect women, 1,000,000,000%. But what I am saying is a lot of women are not in good relationships, and they are not getting married because what they sold to guys in the first place didn't make a guy feel like I can trust marrying you.
Lord of mercy.
Do you understand what I'm saying? I can trust it. So it goes back to marketing. What are you marketing? So if you want, if a woman has to say to herself, if I want marriage, what am I marketing today?
Oh God.
Yeah, and some of the prettiest girls I know, oh my gosh, I know some girls that are so pretty they make onions cry. Yeah, but the
Listen,
problem is,
what is catcalling? Let me understand the question. Yeah, but meaning is an objection to something, which is fine. Yeah,
sure,
but
which is good.
what about sexual harassment and catcalling?
No, once again, I'm not trying to justify any of that on
Mhm.
no scale. So there ain't what about, it's just not allowed and it shouldn't be happening.
Yes, yeah, zero tolerance.
Yeah. Yeah, it's zero tolerance. So it's not even what about, it's a no on any level. So yeah, I don't believe any level of sexual harassment should be accepted.
Mhm.
I'm still trying to work out, if I'm being honest with you, because I heard it on the news the other day. I'm still trying to work out the whole concept and if it's totally disrespectful catcalling. I'm still trying to get my head around it because I think throughout time, men has had different ways of calling women, and throughout time, women has responded to certain things. So, for
Yeah,
example,
all that
yeah,
stuff.
so the whistle once upon a time, a woman will see that as a compliment. Fast forward 25 years, and
Ooh.
she sees it as offensive.
Ladies, who sees catcalling and whistling as a compliment or as harassment? We'd be interested in hearing from you. You know what? It's funny. Derek Jackson's got a book. He was told that he was, he's caught cheating. Hey, it's none of my business. I'm not petty like that. It's none of my business. But he's got a book called A Cheating Man's Heart.
Yeah, well, he must have been writing that about himself, right? Here's the thing, and do you know what someone said to me? Someone
Kevin!
said, right?
You didn't say that.
No, do you know what it is?
Go ahead.
I've got to say this. I've got to put a disclaimer in place, yeah?
Go ahead.
None of us as men, we see, we don't normally attack other men for cheating. We don't do that as men. We keep our
Ooh.
place.
Come
It's one
on,
thing
come
we
on,
don't do
talk.
as men. But the reason why I think men are going for him now, because he's been going after men for so long that we've been sitting back and we're like, do you know what? We don't, the amount of relationships he's made break up. And women have
Bruh,
gone to him like God. And so I think it's the only reason why men has
that
gone
we
for him.
do.
If someone like, for example, Kevin Samuels had 10 different women, men wouldn't go for him. It's because he put across certain things that changed the concept of relationships for most women that was a
Yes.
part of his audience. And
He
it
was
caused a
pandering
ripple
to
effect.
women.
It was pandering
Derek
to women.
Jackson was
Even
talking
when
there.
women was in the wrong, he was pandering to them. And that's
I
why
don't
men
like
are stepping
panderers,
out
man.
now. If you notice, women hasn't really been attacking him, Women's trying to defend, a lot of women try to defend him because they've got to
I
defend their
know,
own
bro.
concept.
What? Like, what? And some women have even said, oh, he's destroyed the image of black men. You mad. Not this one. Not this one.
Oh,
You,
so this
you
is a
ain't
good
talking
one.
about me. You might be talking about somebody in your family, but not me or this brother here. Destroy what image? What? For pandering? I've never been about the business of pandering. You tell the truth. That's why, I'm going to say it. That's why I do like Kevin Samuels. I do like
Yeah,
him
I do.
for being upfront and being honest, and he has helped a few people with his advice. I understand why people may not agree with his delivery. I wouldn't speak the way he does, but that's Kevin. However,
Yeah. Once
overall,
again, that's marketing. That's marketing.
that's
That's
right.
his marketing.
Come on,
Do you know what I mean? Do you know what? It's
come
very
on.
good. Someone said here, I don't personally feel it's harassment. I just don't entertain it. So the wolf whistling and the cat calling, etc. Some people don't see it. They
Mm.
just think it's stupid.
Coach Greg Adams too. Okay, I don't know who he is, but listen, it's like the church preacher scenario. You got the church preachers preaching on Sunday, and Jesus and God, and hey, hallelujah, better give generously now, or God is going to send you to hell. Oh yeah, my God is going to send you to hell. Hey, everyone goes to church out of fear, or we attend the Zoom church out of fear because we don't want to go hell, so we better donate to the church. Fine, do your thing. The same preacher, headlines. Preacher sleeps
Yeah,
with little boy. Preacher sleeps with 10 women. Preacher steals offering from church. Because when you speak, and that's why I say, me and Kevin, We're just keeping it real. We're not perfect.
Yeah.
We're learning like everyone else. Yeah. We're not trying to be preachers. I hate
Mm.
talk. I hate psychological masturbation. I love
Mm.
solution. And this is what
Mm.
we're offering. Solutions. And we're not even talking about relationships. The whole subject matter was about marketing a business, and it goes right back to family, because business starts with intergenerational family wealth.
Very true.
So if
Very, very
relationships
true.
are not fixed, then how can you accumulate wealth?
Very
Come
true.
back to that.
Mm.
So the
Very,
preacher
very
man that is
true.
preaching crap and is going against the word of God, well, yeah, you're finding a lot of people out in church or mosque or synagogue that are talking it and not walking it. But then you got those street preachers, those are on the roads like Kevin and myself, that are talking the real talk. We're doing pastoral services there. And we're not perfect. We're not perfect. We've been
You know what? I
through
don't even
what we've
want to be
been through.
perfect. Perfect is boring.
And
Perfect is boring.
exactly,
I don't even
what
want to
is
be
perfect?
perfect.
Well, I
I
don't want
want
to
to be
be
rough
perfect
around
either.
the
I just
edges.
want to live on purpose.
Yeah, exactly, 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 exactly. I mean, I'll leave you the last point, and then I'll leave you to it, because I know we've
Yes,
got
sir.
other guests coming in.
Yes, sir.
I'll leave you to the last point. A few things very quickly, as I said. I believe that if you're into business, I do honestly believe you have to start looking at where business is going. So, for
Come on.
example, a lot of conglomerates and companies have moved to Holland. How many people's research
Wow.
was happening in Holland?
Come
Do you
on,
understand
bro.
what I'm saying? For people who are doing personal marketing,
Mm,
never come across too perfect. Very dangerous. Yeah.
mm.
Make your product be natural. Make it grow with people, and people love your product or service for it. If you're a woman and you are kind of doing online, you want to be an online it girl, or you want to be a influencer, as I said, do you know what? You can be the prettiest, loneliest girl on the planet. It all depends on how you put yourself forward on social media.
Teach.
So you'll get a lot of likes, but you won't get a lot of love.
Oh, we do it
Yeah.
for the love and not do it for the like. Right.
Yeah. And so, and that's for the guys as well. Do you know what it is? I think guys are in a very vulnerable place at the moment. And
Come
I've
on,
talked to a
bro.
lot of guys. And at the moment, it's like we're in this council culture, and guys are at the core of the council culture. And also guys are at the core of a lot of people, women as well, who are not happy with them.
Oh,
And
God.
so guys at the moment are starting to pull back from being honest and not telling the truth about certain things. Like, for example, this is why everyone respects whoever listens to Kevin Samuels, respect him, because Kevin knows the council culture's after him, even though he's talking a lot of facts. So then you
Mm.
have the Derek Jacksons of this world, or Jax, whatever. You have the
Yeah.
Dereks of this world who will just tell women anything they like to hear, but then it's bad advice in the long term because it's not realistic.
Come on.
And so what happens, we end up living in a whole society of a lie. Because people don't want to tell the truth because they're going to get cancelled or disrespected. And people start lying because they know that's what people want to hear. And then after about 10 years, you realize I've been going down a one-way road for 10 years and I don't know how to turn back now. You
Mm.
know, like, and so especially when it comes to women in relationships, the amount of conversations I have with women at this precise time is crazy.
Likewise.
And a lot of women are saying, Kev, I don't understand what's going on. I'm a good looking girl, but in my case, I just can't find a good man. And I always have to ask her the one main question. Tell me what you're selling, and I'll tell you what you're receiving. What are you selling? What are you putting out there? And so when I look at a lot of her pictures, a lot of times, I'm like, oh, good guys are running from you, and guys who just want sex are turning up in droves. Because good guys think about legacy. Bad guys think about the night.
Say that one more time. Say that
Yeah.
one more time.
And I'm
Kevin
telling you,
Bennett for president. Say that again.
good guys think about legacy, and bad guys think about the night. Yeah,
Brother.
because good guys think about, hold on, is this girl gonna bring up my children right? Can she represent me? I remember, like, you know, one of the greatest memories I've had is traveling, like, for example, with my girl, 15 different countries. And some of the bad memories I've got was taking pictures at good times with the wrong women. Do you know how many weddings I used to go to with girls that I was just linking? And now when I look at that wedding picture, I'm like, she shouldn't even be there. Wrong girl, good memory. And so good
Yeah.
guys a lot of times now, they're now saying, I need to now build with a woman that makes sense. We're getting older. And
Yes,
as we
sir.
get older, we now are starting to look at, and even women now, you know, are in and around the age of 30 to 40. If they're not finding the right man at between 30 and 40, they're in big trouble 40 upwards. Big trouble. Because think about it, by the time you meet a woman, right? By the time you meet a woman or a woman meets a man, she starts to bond with him, she starts to get to know him, all the rest of it, and she's 30 years old. Where are we 33? Then you're at the geriatric age, don't know if I said it correctly, when it comes to pregnancy. You have to start being careful. It becomes a very very interesting time for pregnancy at the age of 33 upwards. And so now she's got to start thinking about the age of 33. Is this the person I'm going to have children with for life, or am I going to end up being a woman that's just going to have a child with a guy that's not going to last?
Well, a lot of women are now saying, this is a talk that I've not really heard, but I've been hearing it for some time, but I haven't heard it when I was younger. Yeah, when I'm 30, I want to have a baby. And I say to them, hold on, does that come with a husband? Or you just want the child? And a lot of them
That's
go
a good
quiet.
point.
Because I'm going to say it, and it might hurt a few people listening, but I'm going to say it anyway. I think a lot of women have accepted the baby mom culture.
Do you know what? It's so
When
true.
I say the baby mom, single mother culture, and I'm not blaming them, but they've accepted it that, okay, I'm just going to have a kid.
Yeah, I agree.
And back
I
in the day,
agree.
that was frowned upon.
Well, but I tell you what's it. But you know why that's happened? I'll tell you why that's happened. Because women have access to sex, men have access to relationships. Yeah, that's the reason why. That is the reason why, right? Women have access to sex, men have access to relationships.
Right.
So if the woman frees it up and gives it to the guy, it's down to him after a while, after that, to say, I want to be in a relationship with her.
How did we get to this subject, man? Actually,
Anyway, I'm gonna leave you to it. Listen, I'm gonna leave you to it. I'm gonna leave you to it, bro.
I am talking about how to pitch anything.
No, and the reason why I tell you how we got to that. I tell you how we got to that very quickly. The reason why we got to that is, once again, because even in the world of social media, when people are putting themselves forward as a candidate for a relationship, what are you selling? Are you selling a candidate to be a baby mother, or are you selling a candidate to be a wife?
Wow,
So that's where it stems from. You know, don't counsel me or do so. It's up to you. But that's what's going on at this precise time. Do you understand what I'm saying? So women have access to sex. Women are allowed to say, I do not want to have sex with you, and a man should not force himself on her. Yeah, and at the same time, a woman may say, yeah, let's sleep together. So she's got access to sex. After sex, the man can then say, do you know what? I want to marry this girl, or I don't want to marry her. It was a great time, but I don't want a relationship with her. So a woman's got to ask herself, after I give him the access to sex, is this the type of guy that's going to give me access to marriage? And it's all down to how she puts herself forward first.
Men have accepted the single mother culture and try less harder. I don't know what that means. What do you mean we have accepted? Men have accepted. What Kevin just said, men have access to relationships, women have access to the sex. So if women have access to this, let's be fair. I'm not putting genders, we're not trying to put gender against gender. If women have access to the sex, if that's true, then women have access to bringing their children around. Women are the one, we are here because we come through the vessel of a woman. So we have to pay all due respects. And I know in Islam, after you worship God, God's woman, mother, is worshipped after God. If there was, if there was, don't misquote me. If there's no God, we'd have to worship woman. That's what we're told. If there's no God, we'd have to worship woman. But there is God. There is the Most High, so we worship him. My point is, women are the portal of how we come here. So I think women have control over that aspect of it when it comes to that culture, not blaming women for the single mother culture. No, it takes two to tango. But they've been fooled by the branding, marketing, advertising of toxic feminist ideas. I'm going to say that again. Toxic feminist ideas, because women's rights is very laudatory and we support that. But toxic feminist ideas, I don't do that.
I agree. And also as well, do you know, like, do you know what we're gonna do? I'm gonna ask you this, please. We should do a show, and it's called "What Men Really Think." Yeah, that's what we should do. Yeah, and it's just a moment that women just listen.
Wait.
Women just listen. And I'll tell you the reason why I say that, right? Because like even with me personally, I don't know if it's been the same thing for you as well, Court. Like, here's the thing for me. There's some women that I've met throughout my time, and I'm like, this is the woman I would love to marry. Oh my gosh, bro, I've just found her. I'm like, exactly.
Go ahead.
Right, and I'm like, bro, hey, JD, Oliver, this person, that person, bro, this is the woman I'm gonna marry. And then something special happens. She then tells me who her child's father is, and I'm like, oh, I can't marry her. I can't be a part of them man's life, even indirectly via his child.
I've been there,
You know what I'm saying? You've been there, right? And I've been there as well. And here's the thing: what men think about. Tell me if this is true or not. I've been lying in bed with an ex before, and she's got a child with a certain type of guy. And I'm lying in bed, and we're good, and we're laughing, and the child's next door doing, you know, playing whatever. Then all of a sudden the phone rings, and he goes, let me talk to my child. Then he says something to the child's crying, she's back on the phone, they're arguing back and forth, and you're lying there, and you're like, is this the king of my castle? Because I'm not the king of my castle. He's the king of my castle. He's just changed the whole dynamics of a happy home. And he's going to do that for the next 18, 20, maybe 35 years. Sorry, my car alarm's going off. I think that's my cue to go. Bro, peace.
Brother, let's do this again. Let's do that Zoom thing, because I'm going to tell people about that anyway. We've got that plan. We'll talk offline, brother. Thank you for your time. Love, Kevin.
No problem. All right, then.
Always a pleasure. Always.
All right, where's my car key gone? I've dropped it. All right, nice one. Okay.
Love, Kevin. That was Kevin Bennett. Listen, let me bring in someone straight away. I know there's been a lot of questions. Again, oh man, you know what? This is a gender unity. John Muhammad, where you at? John Muhammad, where you at? It totally went from marketing, branding to relationships, but all of the same thing. They are all correlated. Kevin Bennett is an absolute G, man. He chefed it up one time in a positive way. One time. John Muhammad, you still around, my bro? Listen, people, we're not gonna keep you long. We went into a lot, didn't we? Yeah, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm not interested in Derek Jaxx. Not in a bad way, not in a disrespectful way. Yes, I am. I'm a Muslim. It's my way of life. I'm not religious, but it's a way of life. And salam alaikum to you. Yeah, Derek Jaxx, I'm not really interested in his life and what he does. But because people are talking about it, and you, the public, you're interested in it, let's talk about it. So the man writes books, he's an author, he's got a book called I Still Want It, 2015, I Still Deserve It, 2017, I've Come Too Far, 2017, Don't Forget Your Crown, 2018, Self-Crowned, 2018, oh, okay, A Cheating Man's Heart, Free, 2020. What was he trying to say, ladies? What was he trying to say? A cheating man's heart. Somebody said that Derek's not into women. I don't know. I can't vouch for that, because I need facts to back up that evidence, to back up that assertion. I can't say he's not into, I don't want to speculate. This is not the speculation channel. We do facts. So if you got the facts on that, bring forth the evidence so we can prove that claim. That's what I was saying earlier. Honey, that's what I was saying earlier. I don't know, but people have been talking about Kevin Samuels, Derek Jaxx. Both of these are brothers who are trying to coach in the community. One was pandering, the other one is straight down the barrel when it comes to speaking their truth. And I respect people's opinion. But what we need to do, the ultimate goal, is that we, the genders, the community, us as a people need to come together. Yeah, we need to come together. The only time I take sides is when I'm watching football or boxing. But when it comes to the community, I don't take sides against Muslims versus Christians versus Jews versus Africans versus West Indians. No, we're one people. We're one people. To become a one united family, we've got to become one within ourselves. That's what I'm all about. Can I show you something that I've done on telly? I'm not trying to show off, but we're talking about marketing and branding, yeah? Can I show you something that I've done on TV? Too many women. What is it? Of course he's into with who, Derek? Derek? Yeah, I guess so. Hey girl, fine pineapple, how you doing? How you living? Yeah, so we were talking about, yeah, there's mandatory vaccines coming out in August for the children in the schools. Mandatory vaccines. Guys, we're going to be doing courses on law and human rights and what you need to know about the law. So watch this space. We're going to cover all those topics. DM us if you're interested. We're going to get you on a course. Sign up. Be ready. Be ready. Tickets will be on sale. This will be a hot course. Subscribe to Black Film Institute YouTube and this channel to learn more about the course and how you can lawfully decline vaccines, lawfully decline a parking charge notice, lawfully decline things that are legal but not lawful. Yeah? Okay, there's bare talking going on about women put out. Black men are over-sexualized by these women, which also makes men think, hey, is she trustworthy? Okay, there's a conversation going on, but yeah, it's all good. Yeah, we're going to be talking about the Mayor of London. Who should we vote for in the next few weeks, as the Mayor of London will be voted into office in about May? Should we go for Sean Bailey, black brother from West London, Southwest London? Should we continue to vote for Sadiq Khan? Should we just stop looking at color and just go for content? We're going to be bringing out who watched Justice League, Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, not Aquaman. Jeez, is that Aquaman? Yeah, Aquaman. Who watched that? I loved it. Go and watch it. Go peep game. I'm also looking forward to King Kong versus Godzilla. King Kong versus Godzilla. Just watch one of your trailers. Bless you, Miss Ashley Love. Which trailer was that? Okay, let's just watch this thing I've done on the telly. For those of you who want to start your own business, for those of you that really want to improve your business game, it's all down to your pitch, man. It's all down to your pitch. Brothers, when it comes to talking to the ladies, it's all down to your pitch. Pitch. Have you watched Harriet? Are you talking about Harriet Tubman? I watched a little bit of it, but I haven't watched it in its entirety. Yeah, I'm going to bring you on to talk about Justice League real quick, but we have to keep it real quick because I don't want to. Okay, so what should we do? Talk about Justice League or see this thing real quick? Since we're on the subject matter of business, let me play you something I did. Hopefully you can take something out of it, add it to your life, whatever you want to do. Write a pitch, a 60-second pitch, whatever you want. Don't care what it is. Whatever you want, whoever you want, write a pitch in it. Check this out. John Mohammed, where you at, man? Where you at, John Mohammed? My good brother. So this is something I've done on. All right, let me just flip this around, people.
Okay, on we go with another request. Will this person have what it takes to persuade the Fortune 5 past those?
Okay. I'm not going to play it all, guys.
My name is Kevin Bennett, and I'm from South East London. I live in New Cross, and I'm a motivational speaker for young people, work in different schools and classrooms in that locality. Now, the problem is that I want to continue doing workshops and motivational talk with young people in a local community centre, but it's going to cost me finances. It's going to cost me money, which I don't have. I've exhausted all of my own finances, all of my own income, and it's simply no finances left for me to carry on this worthwhile project. So I'm asking the panel, and I'm appealing to you, £2,000 for this worthwhile project to work with young people.
That haircut. Hey, people, that was done in 2007, yeah? That haircut, you know. That's Duncan Valentine, that's Kanye, that's Jeffrey Archer. Okay, people, that was my pitch, yeah? I'm not going to play every part of it. You can go and watch it. I'll give you the link.
The community center, out for the kids. And obviously, incorporated all manner of activities. And you know the kids did with it? They burnt it down. But you tell me
2007.
about you tell me about what you're going to do with it. You tell me about what it's worth. This community center in South East London, I'm going to be running a series of workshops after school clubs. It's called the Bright Futures After School Club for young people. Now, I'm sorry to hear about what happened to that community center, but I can say that the young people which I've worked with.
Man said the man looked like He-Man, you know. Hey, don't diss my brethren, yo. Don't diss up the man like that. Okay, Antwerp Dolls, yeah, man. Big movie by Jake Reed, the director, young director. I enjoyed doing that film. You know, I learned a lot.
History of burning down buildings or any vandalism on the building. So I can guarantee you, with these young people that I work with, they won't be burning down the building. And not to be funny or cocky, sir, but there is a fire station right next to the community centre. So we can assist and aid that. But definitely, what we want to do, yeah, I'm very passionate about this, yeah. I've got to really keep this real. I really want to work with these young people because I see a lot of potential. And I see that if no one's not going to help them and be there.
All right. Alrighty then. Alrighty. Well, alrighty then. Okay, I ain't going to show the rest of that. That was done when I was... John Mohammed, where you at, brother? He's a busy businessman, and he was waiting earlier to come on the live. But don't worry, if we don't get him this week, we'll get him next week. We had the fabulous Kevin Bennett. God knows, you know. But yeah, that was something I've done in 2006, 2007, ITV. I'll post the link. Man said, man looked like He-Man, you know. All right. I'll post it on, all right, Black Film Institute. Black Film Institute. If you go on there, I will have it ready for everybody 8 o'clock. I will have it ready for you 8 o'clock. People, talking about money, talking about marketing. I was born in 2007. Wow. Good to see young people up on the tin. Yeah. Listen, so yeah, I'll post that up. It was called the £1 Million giveaway on ITV. 2007. Yeah, I loved it. I won't tell you what the results were. You go and watch it. Go on, pre-up the thing so you can pattern up your thing. I'll send a link. Where was so we, yeah, pitch anything. Justice League. Justice League! Oh my God, who watched the Justice League? Send the Insta live to John. Yeah, man, I will. John, you need, yeah, all right, he's busy. He was waiting for a minute. That's my brother. So let me bring on a young filmmaker because this is all about the youth. He was 14 years of age. 14 years old. Jeez. Yeah, John's gone. Yes, Andre, real quick, bro. You saw Justice League, yeah? And by the way, I want people to understand this because black people look at me and say, what are you talking about Justice League for? There's only one black brother in it. Listen, let me just tell you this. Did people know Superman was inspired? I need you to all hear this now. Tell the children this. Tell them black children, tell them white children, tell the Asian, tell the children of the world, as Michael Jackson would say. Listen, Superman. Guess the origins of Superman. I think you know this already, Andre.
Yeah, I think you told me about this before.
People who know who the origin of Superman is. The origin of Superman. We're talking about Justice League real quick. Civil rights movement. Nah, not quite, but you're not far. You're not far.
It came from the minds of 2 Jewish immigrants, I think. Something
there
like
you go. That's right. Yeah. Go ahead.
And I think from what I remember you telling me, something to do with they saw someone running.
Come on.
Faster than a speeding bullet. Something along those lines anyway.
Go ahead.
Yeah, basically. I can't remember the full story, but yeah.
Right. You want me to? Let me just drop it in. Superman was written by 2 writers. One by the name of Jerry Siegel.
Yeah,
Second one,
correct, yeah.
Joe Shyster. Excuse me for my pronunciation. Yeah, he was a black man, but what was the name of the black man? Someone said Jesus. Actually, that's true as well. Because when you watch The Man of Steel, he's constantly doing the crucifix. People, when you watch movies, don't just watch it for entertainment anymore. There's messages in the film. An African man. Yeah. What was the name of the man that inspired the two writers, Jerry Siegel and Joe Shyster of DC, District Columbia, DC, who inspired the two writers to write The Man of Steel, Superman? We're talking about Justice League here. Justice. Who's in need of justice? Come on. Jesse Jackson? No. Superman came out in the 1930s. Jesse Jackson was but a baby then. Who inspired Superman comic? Going once, going twice. Okay, I tell everyone. I want everyone to Google. Thank you very much, Garfield, member of the Black Film Institute. Jesse Owens. Jesse Owens. That's right, Garfield.
I'm gonna research that.
Jerry Siegel, Joe Shyster. I'm looking on the computer when I'm pronouncing their names. Someone said Tupac.
Oh my God. They're playing out here, man.
Jerry Siegel, Joe Shyster was inspired when they went to the Berlin Olympic Games of 1936 and saw a black man representing the United States of America beat and break every single record in the Olympic Games. Adolf Hitler was in attendance. This was after World War I, so the Third Reich and Nazi Germany wasn't in full effect quite then, or World War II wasn't really quite then. The Olympics of 1936, a black man by the name of Jesse Owens, everyone go and look it up, inspired Jerry Siegel and Joe Shyster to write the comic called Superman.
Yeah.
Why? Because Jesse Owens was faster than a speeding bullet. He looked more powerful than a locomotive. And he could jump leaps and bounds. They went back to America, the two writers, and they wrote a man called Superman. And when you look at the whole story, the origin story of Krypton, Superman's home, Kal-El, the name Kal and El, and his father Jor-El, all of those are Hebrew African names. So come on, Superman don't know his daddy. Must be a black man.
Yeah.
You know, Superman, all the ladies love him. He's got the square cheekbones. He's 6 foot tall. Come on. You know what I mean?
I hear you now.
You have to hold it down.
Yeah, I hear you now.
So don't check it out. Don't take my word for it or our word for it. And Black
I'm gonna definitely research that anyway. But yeah.
Not just to you, Andre, but for people watching. Go and check it out. But tell me what you thought of Justice League as we close, my brother.
Do you want my honest opinion about
it? Tell me. Hey.
I'm gonna be totally constructive about it, but I honestly didn't like that movie personally. I didn't like that movie, and I saw. Oh God, the director. I saw two cuts of it. There's the theatrical cut version that like dropped in 2017, and there's this version, right? Huh? And this version that came out on HBO Max.
Yes, sir.
It was. I would say it was better. It was better, but it wasn't good. You know what I'm saying? Personally,
it wasn't good. Why did you say it wasn't good? That's it. Josh Wilden. He was the director of that cut. Anyway, he was the director 2017.
Why I say it wasn't good is because, like, it didn't need to be a 4-hour movie. Come on, it didn't need to be a 4-hour movie. You know what I mean? And I felt that, like, story-wise, I felt that it needed a bit of fixing. And in terms of, like, I just think in terms of, like, vision, I felt like it could have been better.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, because...
Visually. Cinematography-wise.
Yeah, cinematography-wise, yeah, definitely. But, like, director's vision-wise, I say it could have been improved. Like, if you want to go, like, cinematography, I feel like it was just pure, saturated with color. Like, it didn't have any, like, it didn't have enough color in there. You know what I'm saying? And, like, this...
Yeah. But that's the style of DC. It's very dark. It's very mother effer and all that stuff. It's, with all due respect, I'm a fan of Marvel as well. But yeah. Marvel's more how can I say, PC. Marvel are a bit more, they don't, you won't have Mother Effer. Apart from Deadpool and all them man there and Blade, which preceded the Marvel Cinematic Universe, Blade did. But when you watch Deadpool, when you watch Venom, when you watch Blade, Wesley Snipes, Mother Effer, you blind, and you get those words. It's dark. But today's Avengers and all that, which I love. I love Avengers. I love Marvel Cinematic Universe, and I love Captain America and the Winter Soldier TV series that is on Disney. I need to go and catch up with that. DC is dark.
Yeah.
So that's their style of filmmaking. And
but that's the thing. I kind of disagree with that, because
you disagree.
The thing is, I think like DC is only dark because like they just followed the template of what Zack Snyder has done. Like for instance, Wonder Woman. I like Wonder Woman. Yeah. Personally, I feel like the best DCEU film, was Shazam. It was fun. You could totally see different color palette.
You thought that was better than Justice League? This one?
Yeah, I thought it was better than Justice League.
Okay. Let's look at the box office.
Well, like, if quite a lot of people would agree with me that like Aquaman was a better film.
I thought Aquaman was one. I love Wonder Woman, the first one. I love Aquawoman. I like Shazam. I liked the Justice League, this cut, because I wasn't really that happy with the first one.
Me neither.
This one, I watched all four. I loved it. I loved it because I've been a Superman fan from when I was a little one still. But the box office of Justice League, and you know what, it's fine to, wow. And remember, no cinemas are open. The only cinemas that are open, people, are in China, Asia. Justice League grossed. Okay, I have to be careful that this is not, I have to look at 2021 version.
Yeah.
I really liked it, bro. I'll put it up there with Endgame. I'm saying
I'll say that it did improve from the theatrical cut. It did improve. Like there was, without getting too spoilery, like I felt the villain, like Steppenwolf, was a lot more competent this time around.
100%. And you knew the origin of it as well. You got an origin story without spoiling it for people. But
yeah, it was a lot more competent this round. And like I like the battles as well. I thought they were handled a lot better.
Come on, man. Yeah.
You know what I mean? But the only problem that I had is that I felt that you had like, what, 3-4 origin stories in one movie?
I thought they did very well to pack that all in. That would have been a 3-part movie, the way that was. But the way they packed everything in, and they haven't had no origin. Well, they've had origin of Superman and Batman previously, but in this timeline, they've had no origin movie of Wonder Woman, Superman, Batman. The current ones that we have, we don't have a origin as we see in Marvel. Yeah, I thought they did fantastically well to cram all of that in. And the box office, let's look at the box office, because money talks and bullshit walks the marathon, right? I mean, he's studied over that. What does the box office say? What does the box office say? Don't give me that now, Mr. Google. You better give me the box office right now. Okay, let's have a look. Box office. Anyone knows what the box office is? Collection worldwide, bearing in mind, and this is COVID-19 era. Okay, looking at Deadline, which is a reliable source. Samba TV reports that 1.8 million HBO Max households tuned in for at least 5 minutes, to Zack Snyder's Justice League over the premiere time frame, March 18th to 21. That figure ranks behind 2.2 million US household watched Wonder Woman 1984 that streamed over 25th to 27. Interesting. Samba showed that the diversity breakdown for Snyder Cut households were Black 17%, Hispanic 20%, Asian 18%. This is America. This is just America alone.
Yeah, that's just America. Like
that's domestically, but globally, I read somewhere it done very well.
Yeah.
But I need to get those actual facts because we don't do speculation or guesswork. We do actual facts. But yeah, I liked it.
One thing I do know is that this version costed like 70 million to make. This one. This version. Yeah.
Okay.
And like which is cool, you know what I'm saying? Hopefully whatever they got back, you know what I mean? But yeah, like it was all right. I wouldn't say it's like a great movie, but yeah, it was cool.
All good. All good. Brother, we're gonna bring you back on next week because you know what? It's 7. I don't want to take the mickey out of people's time.
Yeah.
But I want to hear more from you, young blood. I know you're a filmmaker. I know you're doing great stuff. And you're a part of the Black Film Institute anyway. So we've got things to do. But yeah. Okay. Andre, sorry to keep you waiting for so long, brother.
No worries.
I know you're waiting for a long time. And we're going to bring you back on next week. Is that all right?
Yeah, that's cool. Sorry. Yep.
All right, people. Thank you, Andre, for your honest opinion. It's about sometimes we disagree, but we'll never be disagreeable. My brother here didn't think it was all that. I thought it was all that, but I still love my brother. Period.
Cool. Yeah.
And that is the essence of unity.
Cool, man.
All right, brother Andre. We'll talk, yeah?
We'll talk soon, yeah?
God bless, man.
Cool.
Thank you. Thank you. Yes, that was Andre Farquharson, a young filmmaker. I don't want to keep you guys on there for too long. Hey, doesn't Kevin Samuel do that? Kevin Samuels. But people, look, we did cover a little bit on the Justice League. Go and watch it for yourselves, man. Mayor of London will cover that. Kanye West, billionaire. Woo! He's a billionaire. Mandatory vaccines, we're going to do all of that in our law course, in our Law for Human Rights course. Stay in tune. Please like and subscribe to this channel as well as the Black Film Institute for more content. And yeah, Derek Jaxx and Kevin Samuels, we covered a lot of that with our guest, our special guest, Kevin Bennett. And thank you for joining us again one more time this Sunday. Join us again next week. Have a lovely week ahead because you are the star of your own show called Life. You wrote the script. You're the director, you're the producer, run by the overall producer and director, the Most High God himself. Peace and love. Take care.